Let's go.
Welcome to Behind the Booth. All right. This is a new podcast that we got coming out. I'm here with my good friend over 20 years, Barry Brewer. He is a multi-hyphenated.
He said he's going to use that word.
Listen.
You're a
multi-hyphenated comedian, stand-up comedian, actor, philanthropist. He is a father, a husband. He is a husband of one wife.
Yeah.
And he's out here doing big things, man. And I'm going to tell you, I'm so proud of him. We both kind of started around the same time. We're both musicians, and we both had like this kind of acting thing going on, man. But he went and took the acting by storm, the stand-up comedian by storm, and I went the music way. And for y'all to know me, I went the music way. I've been very successful in that. He's been very successful in acting. So I wanted to have him on because he is a hometown hero that you all need to know who he is. Okay, he's what? Tyler Perry's bruh. Hold on, let me start reading some stuff off real quick so I don't miss.
Just so you know, I'm very grateful for all the blessings I have, but I do not like credits. No, I want my name to be great one day. Where when you could just say,
no, you saying
David
something good.
Davis, and then be like, oh yeah, I know him.
Like Pine Song, exactly. A household name. Most people are completely forgotten about after 3 generations.
Wow.
I'm talking about your great-grandmother, great-grandfather, your family. You don't even know who they are, where they came from. Most people are completely forgotten about. Wow. And what you're doing here is legacy, right? Wow. These movies, the stand-up, songs, anything you do will be here long after you're gone.
Wow. I'm grateful.
You know what I'm saying? Most people don't think like that.
Right.
Get out there and get it done.
Man, you minister right now. You prophesying, preaching, evangelizing.
I'm going to go in between both. So we going to be funny, but then I might come out and Lord give me something.
And you got to speak.
He download.
I'm grateful, man. Thank you. And I'm going to let you do that. I don't want to minimize that opportunity. I just want to encourage people. When I watch these podcasts and watch shows, I just don't ever want people, and I can't, obviously people going to feel and think what they want to, but I don't want people to think I want people to understand that every opportunity I've been given has been a blessing, but the truth of it has been me believing that God had more for me, right? And believing I had something special that I could offer, period, right? And I think that when you believe in that, you get these opportunities. And I think some people I think a lot of people chase the notoriety of these things. I've been in the industry a lot. People like the light that comes with it. And my sincere journey or desire has been just wanting to be really great, even when I started out in music. And I want to shout out, and I want to say this because I say it, but I don't often talk about Jason and Rodney. You mentioned them earlier. And when I saw them coming up at church, I was like, oh, to be really talented, I got to be really humble. And that's what makes you really special at the talent, the gift. And I just when people say that my whatever stats or whatever things, I just really want them to know the intention behind it. So when people are saying it, it's like, yeah, I've been on blah, 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 blah. That's a blessing, but I just want you to know, it wasn't intentional I thought I would be great, but I was really just trying to be great at the art. I cared about the art so much.
Yeah, and so many people don't care about the art
I want to be so good at it.
Yeah, and with AI taking over and people not even having to think anymore, the art is so important because it's your story. And how you approach it is from where you come from and your story and your thing, and I believe this with everything in me. Whatever you go after, be yourself, man. As soon as you can find yourself, the quickest way you can find yourself, do that. Because that's the only way you can bless other people. I remember watching an interview with Rick Rubin, Jay-Z's producer. Yeah. And he said, I don't make music for the audience. He said, I don't make it. He said, it's only when you make what you want to make and what's in you and what's best for you that the audience is blessed. It's the only way.
That's the best artist.
Yeah.
I say that's so good. That's so good. I tell artists all the time that's striving to be great artists, I say, don't look outside of what people, I said, what do you like about your favorite artist? And this is what you're just saying can be tested in front of the world. If you don't believe that, just consider this. Who do you truly admire? Who do you like? Who do you like their stuff, whether that be an artist, an athlete, an actress, a model, whoever. What you will know and notice that you like about them is their individuality. Yeah. Who they naturally are, how they carry themselves, how they present themselves. And so take that. I think that's just really huge, bro. I think people don't understand that, and I think that's a wealth of wisdom. And to bring that to your art form or whatever you do in life, if you're a barber, if you're a musician, if you're whatever. So I think that's just, I love that, bro. What's the name of this podcast?
Behind the Booth.
Man, it's deep.
Listen, we ain't even cracked it open yet.
We just got into it.
We gonna crack it open because I didn't know that Barry was as wise as he is, but it makes sense. It makes sense. Successful people, they got some stuff up here. So
leaving out.
Wait, look, we can't speak that for everybody, right? Exactly.
Some people leaving the world is in a different situation.
We can't say it for everybody. A lot of people are saying it.
I think he's a comedian. I think people don't know how funny that guy is.
A lot of people are saying it. They treated me very badly.
They hired a comedian to run the country. He's killing it. Standing no every time. He
got up on TV and said, Venezuela, and he talked trash. It didn't work too good for him, did it? Didn't work out too good for him, did it?
Whether you like or hate Trump, man, you gotta know this man is hilarious.
And we not talking about him at all because Trump can't take it, okay? He will shut this all down.
No, I think Trump is hilarious, man. I think he's just
he is.
He's what you say, authentic himself. Like he doesn't try to.
Well, that's how he got in office.
Yeah, he's
because they wanted somebody that wasn't a politician,
and that's the difference. People don't like all the other stuff, but I think it was a lot of who he is naturally, whether you like him or not, that made people kind of interested.
Yeah,
I know he's doing some things. You're like, okay, now there's two. You know what I mean?
And them debates, he told Hillary, he said, "You had 30 years. Why didn't you do it yet? You tell him what you're gonna do. You haven't done anything."
Right. And then they asked him. They tried to corner him about the taxes. He's like, "Yeah, I did. Yeah, I only paid such. Yeah,
because I'm smart.
Right.
It makes me smart.
Right. He was not like she thought she had him cornered.
Right.
Like, and
it makes me smart.
He's like, it makes me. The laws are bent for me to do that. Like, what do you mean? I was like, dang, this dude different, bro.
Oh so man,
yeah, man. There's some parts that you can learn from people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, but go ahead. I'll let you start with the right intro.
And you know, when Republicans in office, it's gonna be wars. I hate to say it, but they don't take stuff off nobody. Remember when Bush was in office?
Yeah.
And he told Saddam Hussein, "You better not have a firecracker over there." What they call weapons of mass destruction. Mm-hmm. He said, "You better have nothing over there." And so it's kind of the same way now. But that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about the comedian. All right. So my first question is, do you remember when you felt the calling to be a comedian? Like when was the moment where you said, you know what, I think this is what I want to do?
It's so funny. I always admire. Thank you for that question. I always admire Martin Lawrence.
One of the greatest
for sure.
Goated, Hall of Fame,
all day, authentic man. But I didn't know I admired comedy or stand up. I love watching Richard. I love watching Sinbad. My mom used to work in the telemarketing area of HBO, so she brings certain movies home. I used to watch like Cherokee Kid and from Sinbad and some of the stand-ups.
You had a direct connection to entertainment.
I didn't know that though.
Yeah,
I just used to love to laugh. That was my thing. I love to laugh. And so truly when I thought to do it, I was 18. I remember sitting on porch. Shout out to Vince Davis and Tanisha.
Vince Davis, another great musician.
Yes.
Amazing friend of mine.
He was sitting on the porch with my girlfriend at the time. Her name's Tanisha. I forget. Her name was Tanisha Jefferson. She married now with kids. She married a singer. I forget his name, but he's an amazing singer and artist. But anyway, they were sitting on the porch and we were 18 years old. And I was like, man, I think I should do some comedy. It's like, okay, let's see. And I stood up, tried to do something in front of them on the porch at her house. And Vince was like, nah. Well, I was like, all right, cool, moved on.
Vince was the first hater, huh?
No, he wasn't a hater. He just was being honest.
Shot you down. You like, that ain't it, Reverend.
That ain't for you, cuz. But what you don't know is when you're an artist or you're talented, people who close to you, they can't really see it because they're too close.
Right.
If you're too close to a picture with words, you can't even make out what it is.
Right. Can't see
so sometimes people are just too close to see what you have inside of you. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't, hey, I just think they was too close to see that I was funny.
No, that's real.
You know? And
that's
so
real.
A year later, I'm with me and my cousin playing for a community choir, Jason Miller. Like we call him Billy. He came out of Pastor Chris Harris Church, Bright Star Church of God in Christ.
Shout out to Chris Harris.
Yeah, Pastor Harris.
He's doing big things, man.
He's doing a lot of things in the community, man. It's a blessing to see him just continue. Still look young, too.
Matter of fact, we got Damika is one of his members. She has a podcast here on Sundays called Holiness, Heels, and Hankies. Shout out to them.
Shout out to her, man.
Yeah. Chris Harris, big time. Matter of fact, my wife was going to join that church right around when she met me, but she ended up going to Powerhouse.
Okay.
So, in that instance, Chris Harris, I'm glad that she didn't join your church, but...
You wouldn't have met her.
You know what I'm saying?
He understands.
Yeah, so that's good, man. So standing on the porch, you just stood up, and
that was the first time where I felt like I identified that I wanted to do it. Then a year later, somebody suggested Andrew Borders was there. Shout out to him. He's a DJ in Chicago. Nice, amazing DJ. He suggested that I do some comedy for the concert at this concert. And again, with somebody now pointing out something in me, I said, "Oh yeah," so
that
it reminded me that I kind of thought,
that you didn't know,
but I kind of put under, like, "Oh, okay." So I was like, "Yeah, you think so?" He's like, "Yeah, you should." And so Billy was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So I did comedy at Church Guy at Bright Star. 19 years old. I put a little set together in between the concert after they lift the offering.
Oh yeah.
I did my first
filler sets.
Yeah. It kind of was a good time, and got a standing ovation.
That's crazy, man! Congratulations, man! Because first of all, you being thrown in the fire. Chris Harris that's not no minor church. That's a big church here in Chicago. I mean, big and just legendary as who he is and who they are. So to be thrown in the fire like that, that's kind of it's kind of like Dave Chappelle's story. I think he was good his first time.
Yeah. I think God had it that way. Because if I wouldn't have did good, I probably wouldn't have kept going.
But you know how you know it was God, though? Because he confirmed it. A lot of times, God will confirm things through multiple people, different ways to show you that this is where you're supposed to be going.
For sure.
That's good, man.
Yeah, so that's how I got into it. And once I saw that, man, I just like, I thought about the Martin and the Jamie Foxxes of the world and Sinbad's. I was like, I know what I want to do. Because at that stage in my life at 19, I was trying to find a career to start to build a stable life. You know? Yeah. So once I saw that I had a gift to entertain, I was like, say less. I'm doing this for
You went all in.
Oh, man. I didn't look back. Still
and I guess, I know I got some questions here, but you lead me to all kind of different questions.
Yeah, go.
So what was it? Because let's talk about that, right? A lot of times people have these things they want to do, but fear keeps them from starting. Right? Yeah. Starting, right? Faith is an action word. When we found all of our businesses, all our brick and mortar business, we had zero money. We didn't have a dime in our pocket, but we still looked at the place. We still went out and tried to find places knowing we didn't have no money. And they came up to us and said, "Okay, well, we like y'all. Bring us so many thousands of dollars." Right? And now it's like, okay, what do you do now? And that's why I had to tell God, well, if this is your will, it's your bill. So
that's a fact.
I put it in his hand and walked away from it. And every single time the money came. Every single time. I said, right now. I said that to say.
I just need you to know. Bring this moment back up. You just ministered to me. Go.
I said that to say it's the start. It's the call. That's what faith is. It's not saying, okay, I want to do this. I believe I can do this. That's good too. But it's the actual picking up the phone and saying, I want to see your place. Can you set up a thing? Knowing that you don't have no money, right? Money keeps us from starting a lot of stuff, especially black people. We won't start things if we don't have the money to do it. And God is different. God says,
talk, bro.
He says, give me something to see to. You're not giving me nothing to see to, right? If you want to start a business, give me that. Go start the business and watch me see to it.
Watch me work.
But you're not giving me nothing to do.
You got to give me something to work with.
You know what I mean? You got to start. And so,
can I just stop for it? I pray anybody listening to this, I need you to really have this moment. This was for you.
Yeah.
This was for you. I really want you to hear that. Like that. Don't let this just be something you spectating and watching about somebody, a comedian and a musician or whoever you think we are. I pray that you really take this moment to really apply to your dreams and things that God is putting you to do, because you got to start. Go ahead. I just want you to keep going.
Well, no.
But
I just wanted to say that because
that's big, bro.
Yeah,
man, that's a life changer. That's a game changer, and people want to admire people that's successful. And we're here for you to give me a platform to say, "Hey, man, I want to give you your flowers." But what I think is most important here is to say, "Hey, I'm only here because of exactly that. You're only here because of that, exactly that. Yeah. You believe that God put something in you. You believe that there was something more. And even though you didn't have no resources, you had nothing to really buy into it. You said, well, if If it's meant to be, it'll be. Let me move towards it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you feel that unction and that push, but because you're relying on the senses, you're relying on what you can see, hear, touch, feel.
Everything.
And because those things, but faith doesn't speak to any of those senses. Faith is a sense of its own. And it's that little thing that's telling
good.
you
Faith is a sense of its own.
It's its own sense that you got to build.
We need to come back to that.
Speak to it.
Faith is a sense of its own. And you know what? The only difference between, honestly, successful people and unsuccessful people is successful people start.
Wow.
Successful people
That's it?
Start.
Can you stop right there? Speak to that. That's the only difference?
They start, yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
You lying.
They start.
It ain't intelligence?
Yeah. Well, listen.
Is it intelligence?
No.
Is it resources?
No.
Is it who you know?
Now, what did Obama say? Listen, you
That's fact.
You sit in these rooms, you get in these rooms, and you realize
He's right.
these people aren't all that.
I like that interview.
They ain't all that.
Yeah. He said dumb people at the highest level.
At the top.
Yes, he did say that.
We're all the same. So the difference between somebody who's actually out there doing it and not is a person that made a decision to actually start. Now, when you start, you got to keep going. Of course, there's going to be some blockages and some things like that, but you got to trust God to lead you and guide you. The Bible says, acknowledge God in all your ways and He'll direct your path. He'll direct your path. And what I like about God is sometimes you don't have to go looking for stuff. Sometimes He'll sit it right in your lap.
Yeah.
Sometimes He bring it to you.
Yeah.
When it's God ordained. Now, if it ain't in His will, that's a whole nother thing. You know what I mean? But
Yes.
if it's in His will, you know, He'll see to it.
That's fact.
Give God something. If you don't listen to nothing else, give God something to see to. So He can bless and put His hands on it
That's good.
and make it happen.
Understand that when you're coming at this, if I get really good at this, I'm going to afford myself a successful path. And I think when you get really good, and this is things I think happen in entertainment, is when you're really good at something, or you find out like, I'm really good at this thing, but you don't see that your work and the opportunities are lining up with the talent. So you start to get insecure and say, well, am I really as good as I think I am? Or am I tricking myself? You start to doubt.
We got to park there.
Am I meant for this?
We got to park there.
Yeah,
Self-doubt. You said feeling insignificant. I like that. So what? Okay. You are a powerful manifester. That's what Dave Chappelle says. How do I know this? Your life shows it. Right?
Yeah.
You're living the life that you manifested right now, whether that be good or bad.
That's
right.
Facts. Yeah.
Life or death and life is in the power of the tongue. That's what the Bible says. So
that's a real thing.
the life that you're living, whether you like it or not, you created. You curated that life.
He's right.
Right? You manifested that life, whether it was negative talk. You know, we got to watch this negative talk, man. Like some of us, we say things that we don't even realize that we casting spells.
Man, bro.
You can't even describe a negative situation so much because you prescribe your future.
Can I put this out on my platform just like this?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So it's like
this is good.
you gotta watch what comes out of your mouth. So Barry, I don't know this about you, but I know the results of your life that tells me that you're a powerful manifester. So tell me about dealing with self-doubt, because we were talking about this before the show came on about how I think everybody feels like they're not enough at some point. They have to deal with I'm not enough.
Everybody.
But the truth is, you are not only you are enough, you're called,
wow.
You're blessed,
wow.
You're the head, you're not the tail, you're the lender, you're not the borrower, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. You're all the stuff that the Bible says, but life makes us feel like we're not enough. It can make us feel that way. So how do you get over the feelings of feeling insignificant and feeling like I'm not enough?
That's
going to help somebody.
I know.
No, I need the real answer.
I'm going to answer it. But I just discovered it in these past couple of months. How you really stop feeling like that is when you understand that there's a spiritual entity, the enemy will call him, trying to attack your belief system. Because the belief system is the one thing that affords you all of what's possible for you. So if I can make, like, you ever heard that your worst enemy is you?
It is.
You ever heard that the only thing that can stop you is who?
You. I believe that.
So if that be true, then if I'm an enemy trying to stop you, then who do I have to convince that they're not good?
You.
So the reality, and you're saying, how do I get out of that? Is to understand that that in this life wasn't meant to make me feel that way, but there's an entity, there's something working outside of this natural realm trying to influence my view, my perspective on what's important in life, to try to distract me on what's important in life, and trying to disconnect me from what I need to be paying attention to.
Daily.
And so when you start to self-sabotage or feel that you're less than or doubt what you're capable of, then you've already lost because you don't know your power. Imagine going to war. Imagine you're going to war and you're unaware that you have all this military support and all you need to do is call on it. But somebody convinced you that you don't have that. You're going to give in. You're going to either give up or you're going to, I'm not capable. When you don't know you get what I'm saying? What you have in behind you. And I think that that's what like feeling less than, feeling insignificant, feeling like you're not important. It's the trick, and I don't want to say it spiritually, but in the spiritual sense, it's the trick of the enemy, a trick of the devil. In a natural sense, it's the trick of a spiritual entity that is clearly sent or meant to try to distract you or discourage you from knowing who you are. And if you cannot allow that into you, if you cannot let that trick you, if you could just say, you know what, I feel like I ain't nothing, but you know what, I'm going to just believe anyway. I'm just going to go anyway. I don't think I'm going to win, but I'm just going to try anyway. You know what? I don't think I'm going to make this shot, but I'm just going to give it a chance, and I'm going to put it up there. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to just go after it. I'm just going, what I got to lose, right? I ain't going to sit here and just wonder what if. I'm going to see what it was. I'm going to see if I could do it. Yeah. And then as you start to make that attempt, like just even with no belief, but just, I'm going to try. When you start to try, something happens at that stage when you just making a step forward. Like you just, something unlocks, something changes inside of you, something opens up and it says, maybe I can't do it. Maybe there's something, maybe what I thought was untrue. Maybe I got something in here. And then it starts to grow and it builds and and this is my life. This is my testimony. I didn't know who I was. I didn't believe I was worthy. I didn't think I was important. My cousin Vince I admired so much. I'm like, I was happy to be his sidekick. I was happy to be right there because he was special. And I was able to say he was my cousin. And I wasn't jealous, but I wasn't him either. But I was happy to be next to him. Wow. I was just happy to be there in the that's my cousin. Everybody cheer him on. Hey, but he my cousin. So that was my claim to fame. And I didn't think I was special. And so when I want to speak about my movement from Chicago to LA was more so like I didn't know I had talent. Every time I played basketball, I really wanted to go to play basketball. And then when I did music. So Isaac was my friend from school that played basketball really good. And then Vince was my cousin who played music really good. And he was really good.
Yeah. Vince, GOAT.
He's really good. And so when I kind of got into those things, I was decent, but I wasn't special at it. And I knew that. I didn't know I had a gift then to identify like the level of gift that people had. I understood that early on. So I knew how special my cousin was. I knew how special Isaac was. And I knew like, oh, that person could do this. Like, I didn't know that was a thing to even identify. Yeah. That you can recognize gifts in people. That's a gift in itself. But I didn't know that. So long story short, when I saw I could do comedy and I was funny really fast, I was like, I got something. I was like, oh, I got something. Yeah. And so that got something was like, I know it was small and insignificant to other people, but the fact that I made that church laugh let me know and was confirmation that I had something. That was that me trying and me seeing like, oh, there's something here. So then I went to the comedy clubs and started to build on that thing. Yeah. And I shout out to Vince Davis again. What I learned from my cousin early on, Vince was like a young old man. I'm talking about 10, 11, practicing every day. The one thing Vince taught me, and he's a year younger than me, by the way. No, my cousin's a year younger than me, and I'm talking about 10, 11, 12 years old. Vince would practice all the time. Vince said, you got to practice. Come on, we going to practice, Barry, and I'll be on the drums. All right, we practicing. And practicing became my life. So when I saw that I had something, I also had a work ethic and how to work and practice that thing because of my environment. So I'm saying all this to say that you gotta try. You gotta give yourself a chance. And then when you see an inkling that you got something, now you gotta perfect it. You can't just go off of that one potential. You gotta perfect that craft and believe. As you're believing for whatever you wanting to do, and you got a talent, you gotta start working that craft. There's a lot of people got a lot of talent, but they think that that's all they need, and they're not gonna work that gift and really learn that craft and really spend time with it and really get good at it. And they think just that talent that you got off bat is gonna be enough to take you through, and it's not. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of elements. I hope I said what I said, but I feel like
no, you preach. Listen, send your tithes and offerings to DDP Music World behind the booth, okay? Because he over here preaching. We got to get some. Vince, we got to get you on the organ. You know we could do that, right? Yes, during the pandemic, I had pastors in here preaching their service.
And they was in the organ?
No, I was on the organ.
Killing it?
I was on the organ. I was connected to everything, and it was pretty cool. I wasn't stopping no money. A lot of y'all musicians stop y'all money because y'all just gave up, and I didn't do that. When churches called me and told me that they were closing down, I said, well, hold on. I got a studio, I got a space. We were doing praise and worship in the back.
Wow.
Bro, this is a one-stop shop, man.
You did.
So I kept it going.
And can I just give you some flowers on your show, bro?
Yeah, appreciate
everything
that,
you're interviewing me about, man. It's exactly what you're doing, man. And I pray that you don't despise small beginnings, because I don't think that I'm as successful as I want to be. I don't think I'm successful at all yet. But that's because I have big dreams.
Well, that's why I got to stop you. I got to stop you right there. Let me tell you something. A guy wrote an article of me in the South Suburban paper. And, well, no, it wasn't the South Suburban. It was another paper. And he called me for the interview. And he was telling me all this good stuff about me, kind of like the stuff we was reading. And I was just like, I don't really feel like that. I don't feel like I'm that successful and I'm that. You know what he told me?
What?
Something that stuck with me forever. He said, it's because you don't live in the present. I said, what do you mean? He said, my grandfather told me one time that sometimes you have to step outside of your body. You have to step outside of yourself and look back at yourself and see what God is doing for you right now.
Yeah.
This moment. Happiness doesn't live in the future.
No, it doesn't.
But we do.
That's fact.
We live in the future. We always working towards something. We got another goal. You know what I mean?
We always
so
after
much
something. Yeah.
So much so that we don't enjoy the journey. Right? You get a new car, nice car, your dream car. After a month, you're ready for another one. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got to enjoy the journey. Enjoy what God is doing for you right now at this moment. You can get a little happiness from the past, thinking about some memories. But real happiness and joy is only in the present. I believe that with everything in me. So you have to be present and see who you are.
I receive that.
Right? And so since
and
you don't really know who you are.
You're going to talk to me. Can I give you your flowers before you go into who I am? I just want you to know what you're doing here is special. And I think that God has really gifted you. And it's going to continue to blossom.
I receive it, man.
I just really want you to know that, like, you are very different. You have a lot in you, bro. I think you're going to change a lot of things because of your heart and because of your posture of your heart and how you move, bro. So I just want you to know, and that's just me coming in. I'm just being honest. I ain't, trying to be on the weirdness.
No, that's all real, good.
Like,
you heard it here first. No, that's good, man. I love that, man.
I appreciate this, but I just, as I'm sitting here and I'm in the thick of it, I'm just like, wow. I'm in the presence of greatness. I'm in the presence of something that's going to be monumental. And sometimes people can't see beyond the moment, but I can, and I do think that's my gift. And sometimes maybe what you just said is something I have to be more mindful of, to be present, because I'm always thinking bigger and better. And God has truly blessed me to this point. I'm just, to be able to do what I'm doing, to be here and to, to have people working for you and to be able to pay somebody to help their life, like, that ain't a small thing.
No, it's not.
That's not a small thing. And I just thank God for that. So I don't want to minimize that, and I want to just accept that openly, that I appreciate that redirection, and I'm going to take that in. But I just also want to tell you that, man, I'm so grateful for what you got going, and I'm grateful to be a part of what you're doing, because I think it's special, and I'm grateful to be part of it early on, because this is just getting started.
This the episode we're gonna look back on and say, this is where we started, right? This is where it all started.
So you can go ahead,
man. Listen, I don't even know where to go now after that, man, because we ain't talked about none of the stuff we really wanted to talk about, but I feel like this is more helpful to the audience, because a lot of you all are sitting on gifts, you're sitting on talents, and you don't know where to start, you don't know how to start.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest, we using the same word. I'm gonna try. You guys, black people, we gotta take that word out of our vocabulary. Anytime we say try, that's almost like the person that say, I'm gonna try to make it to your event.
They not gonna come.
That's an automatic no. I'm not coming.
When I say that, I truly mean that, but you're right.
Nah, not most folks. Most folks say try.
No, you're right. You're right. When most people say they do not, I'm
gonna try to make it. Let me look at my schedule.
Try to make it is a polite no. That's
they
a
not
polite
coming.
no. Yeah.
So y'all need to stop trying and actually do. That's the difference. Do it. Do. Whatever it is, go after it. Right. Picture yourself. I heard what was this guy? The motivational speaker.
Eric.
Nah, the black one.
Les Brown.
Les Brown.
Yes.
I was 12 years old, man, and our kid took us. The school took us to see him, and he said something. Another thing that stuck with me about being on your deathbed and having all your dreams standing around you, looking at you. They all standing there looking at you, saying, "What happened?"
Wow.
You had every opportunity to accomplish me, and you didn't. So many dreams that never came to fruition. And this is big for me because too many people give up on themselves for not feeling insignificant, like you said, feeling like you're not enough. And the Bible says to cast down imagination. It starts as a thought. Mm-hmm. The enemy puts a thought in your head that you're not enough, but it's not real. What does the word say? What does the Bible say you are?
Can you tell them, can you speak to the world and why the word, what is the word and why is that something that people should really buy into versus how they feel? Because that is a real thing. And I'm just speaking from an audience place that I don't think people sometimes, if you're not church, if you didn't grow up in church and in the normal ways we grew up and understanding what the word of God is supposed to represent, how do you convince or, put in front of them that this word that's inside of this Bible is not just words inside of a Bible, that is truly a spiritual instruction and direction that was sent from this mystical place, heaven, of God's speaking to give you some type of structure and instructions to really fulfill your purpose and to live life abundantly on earth? How do you show them that that's a real thing? Is there a way to share that?
Yeah, normally it's when people ask you, how'd you do all this? How'd you get where you are? How'd you do? That's when you open up to say it was God. I've lived long enough to know that God is real, number one. He's proven it too many times to me. Facts. Too many times he's proven it. So even if I'm talking to an atheist, God is real if you believe him. He's real if you don't. He's real if you follow him. He's real if you won't. Right? I think I'm rhyming now.
You writing.
But what I'm dropping bars, but he is. And so sometimes you have to show people God in their life.
Point out where God shows up in their life.
Yeah. And they're saying, well, I've been through that. I said, well, ask me this question. When has God not brought you through?
Because you're sitting here in front of me today.
When has he not did it? All right? This is all through the Bible. Children of Israel, right? Brought them out of Egypt. Split the sea, did all this kind of stuff. And 2 days later, they was like, well, what have you done for me lately? We building this goat. We're going to make this golden calf and worship it because
we can see it.
You understand? So that's how you show it through your life.
That was good.
And
that was a great answer.
It's such a testimonial, because I can prove what, how God did what he did in my life. And so, I explain to them how he's moving in their life, whether they see it or not.
I love it.
Here's the thing about the word. It's, like I said, it's real whether you believe it or not, right? God tells us to do things, and he doesn't tell us why sometimes, right? He tells us to fast, and we feel like, oh, you're just trying to make life harder for me and tougher for me. But we're just finding out the physical benefits of fasting. We just finding out that if you go on a 72-hour fast, your whole immune system resets. Your microbiome resets. You could kill diseases from fasting.
Wow.
But God ain't going to tell you that.
Wow.
He going to say fast.
Wow. Thank you, Lord.
You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
And it's only when you do it that you find out, okay, it's some other stuff. So if that's like that with fasting, how many other things in the Bible got them hidden secrets and hidden, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He tell you to do something and you know what I mean? And so that's what I'm learning. I'm in the part of my life where I'm learning that the Bible is just real, whether you follow it or not. Mm-hmm. And if you follow it, it tells you wisdom and how to get things, how to get wealth, how to do everything. It's in there.
Instructions.
It's in there. So I think this is the way I want to end today. Belief. We talked about belief. We talked about faith. We talked about doing. But the last thing I want to talk about is healing.
Let's talk about it. You mentioned that earlier.
We all need to heal. Every last one of us. From, you talked about trauma, childhood trauma, things that were spoken against us.
Mistakes.
And so here's the thing, right? So what happens is you get older, now you're an adult, right? When you were a child, you couldn't really protect yourself the way you wanted to, right? You couldn't protect yourself from parents that said the wrong thing, people who did stuff. Now you're grown, it's like, I can
do some damage.
Take care of myself now. And so, but here's the problem. We look through lenses, right? And we're looking through lenses of abandonment, rejection, whatever you went through, this is how you see the world, right? And so a lot of you aren't really seeing the world. You're not seeing the world for what it really is. You're assuming things because you're looking through these lenses. People who get offended easy, it's because they're dealing with triggers. They're dealing with triggers. And triggers, this is so much. We need a whole nother show for this. Trauma, triggers point to trauma. Trauma points to your past. So when you are triggered,
say it one more time.
Triggers point to trauma. Triggers point to trauma, and trauma points to your past.
And triggers is when you get offended by something quickly.
Yeah.
You're saying that's a trigger, and that trigger is coming from something that's not even present in that moment.
It's not what's in front of you. It's what's behind you.
Deep. Most people don't understand.
No, most people will never understand that until it's explained to them. But here's the problem with triggers that I think people don't understand. We feel like if I tell you what my trigger is, it's your job not to trigger me. Right? I've explained it to you. I've said this triggers me. So now it's everyone's job around me.
To walk around that.
No. No, that's not how the world works. Your triggers are your responsibility.
To heal from.
And thank you. And let me tell you something. I know this sounds weird, but you know that thing that triggers you? I mean, you can feel it in your chest. It makes you, When you heal, that thing could be right in your face. And it won't bother you no kind of way.
That's good.
I'm telling you what I know, what I've been through. I've had triggers like that. And I'm going to share one testimony because this is in my book, which I didn't even want to talk about today.
Yeah, please do.
But I got a book that's coming out. I finished it, and it's about this, healing. Because I feel like we need it so much. So I'm going to give you a little example of how I healed and the process of how it happened and I'm going to be really quick with this. But I think it's so important because people don't know how to do this, right?
Okay.
The trauma that we go through, right? We put it in a treasure chest. We lock it up and we throw it in Lake Michigan. And we take the key to Maryville, Indiana, and we bury it somewhere, right?
Yes.
That's how we do because we don't want to feel those feelings.
Right.
We don't want to feel shame. We don't want to feel rejection. So we take those feelings, but you can't heal like that. The only way to heal from something is you have to sit in it. You have to feel that stuff, sit in it, sit in what happened, and then you got to talk to yourself and tell yourself, well, let me show you how I did it. So I was having this issue with women growing up. Like I didn't like, for some reason, whenever a woman told me what to do, it did something to me. And I never understood why.
Wow.
But that was a trigger from my relationship with my mother. And I had to go back to where that thing set in. And I remember it like a screenshot, right? Sometimes we get triggered and a picture will flash before our eyes and we don't even see it. Of what happened behind you and you dealing with something in front of you. But that picture will go real quick. And so this picture kept coming up in my head. I was sitting in the back of a police car and they had brought me home. Police had brought me home because I used to run away a lot. This is all in my book. I ran away a lot. We grew up in a strict form of holiness. We couldn't have toys. Toys were idols in my house. And now that I'm older, I haven't seen that religion nowhere. Nowhere else. And I realized that my father created that religion because they were poor. And there was 8 of us. And they couldn't afford to buy us all presents. Couldn't afford to buy us birthday gifts and Christmas gifts. So it's easier to put in our religion and say, well, you can't have that because God don't want you to have it. If that makes sense. That's what happened.
It makes sense.
So I would run away a lot. And I remember I ran away for like a week. And I had this lady who was feeding me and everything. I gave her some story about my parents like dying. And I'm living in the house. I made up a whole lot of stuff. But it wasn't adding up, right?
You was a filmmaker back then.
Look. But it wasn't adding up because I'm coming back.
How old were you?
7.
Wow.
The book is called 46-7. I'm 46 now and I was 7 then.
Wow.
And so that's what the book is about. It's about the 7-year-old controlling the 46-year-old. A lot of times we think the grown person is in control, but it's not. It's that wounded child that's behind the scenes, pulling all the strings.
Wow.
Right? And so you have to heal that boy. And so my 7-year-old was in the back of a police car, sitting in front of my house, watching these police officers talk to my mom. Right? And my mom comes out. And she's putting on a show. She's putting on a show to basically kind of get the police to take me, right? And what she says is, they telling her what all I did and the lady and everything. And she goes, and I can hear them talking like I'm sitting right next to you. Mm-hmm. So it's very clear. And she says, well, we just don't know what to do with him. He runs away every day. We turn our head, he's just gone. And she's telling him this story. Now, that's what she said out of her mouth. What I heard as a 7-year-old is, I don't want him.
Oh, wow.
That's what I heard.
That's how you felt
That's
about
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm scared. I don't know where I'm going. And so, make a long story short, I never got out of the police car. The police car came back. I went to the police station, stayed overnight, waiting for some social worker, and ended up going into a foster care system. That's what happened. And so, I had issues with women because I felt like, if my own mother's not around to tell me what to do, why am I listening to you? So I had a problem with that. And so this is what I had to do. My 46-year, this all happened in my head. I know it sounds weird, but I know it's going to help somebody. Mm-hmm. I had to open that police car as my 46-year-old self. My 7-year-old self was sitting in there worried and crying out. And I scooted over next to myself. And I put my arm around my 7-year-old self. And I tell him, it's going to be all right. This is not your fault. You should be loved for existing. Now listen to what I'm saying. Not for how you make people feel. Not for what you do for people, your accomplishments. Babies don't come out with master's degrees and PhDs for your parents to be proud of you, right? You should be loved for existing. In the ideal world, Barry, when you got here, there should have been 2 responsible people waiting to love you for existing. For just coming out. Wow. Not for having no good job, not for existing. And this is such a major thing for healing because I was telling you earlier, we don't know how much God loves us. We don't. We really don't.
Wow.
We don't. Because life sets in and it makes us feel less than, it makes us feel whatever it makes us feel. Yeah. But you have to be able to heal from that. So that's what I told myself. I'm holding myself and I'm looking at myself. And Barry, I felt that thing come off of me like a weight. Wow. Like I felt like I lost 15 pounds just like that.
Wow.
Just like that. And every relationship in my life benefited from it. From being a father, from being a husband, from being a brother, from being a friend. Every last one of them relationships benefit from just that little meditation that I had healing myself. And it's a lifetime process, but I'm giving a mental kind of way to see how you can heal yourself from things like this. You got to live in it, and you got to talk to that little kid, wherever it is. Some of y'all stuck at age 9, 13, 12, and you grown people living life. You functional, you got houses, you got cars, but you walk in a fence.
Wow.
You walk in, what's she trying to do? She ain't thinking about you. Right? Because you got these glasses on that's showing you the wrong thing. And I don't want to go too much into that.
No, I think that was so good, man.
I really had to share that story because it's in my book about how to heal. We have to heal. Let me tell you something. There is no joy in this world greater than being yourself, loving yourself, and knowing that you're happy with who you are. Wow. I'm telling you, it's a different level, right? Because now it's not about impressing people and what people think. I know I'm a good person. I know I'm a good person on side. I know I got a good heart. Once you get to that place, life changes for you. Wow. Completely. Wow. And I'm going to leave it right there. Rewind it. Listen to whatever you got here. But that's how I healed myself from that thing. And it never happened again.
Wow.
It never happened again. But I had to go find my younger self. And I had to hug him. And I had to tell him everything's going to be all right. And I'm telling you.
Wow.
Something in my life changed like that.
I just want to tell you, bro, just for me, that was so helpful.
Yeah.
as you were talking, I saw myself. I saw my younger self.
Wow.
I've been in this recent moment, and I might, this might feel like therapy on camera right now. But
I think I'm a therapist. I really do. If I wasn't in music, I would be a therapist. Oh man, I have a passion about helping people.
I think your gift is that, and you don't have to have the label to be it. Yeah, I truly feel that way. I feel like this has been therapy, truly, for me. I hope whoever's watching feels that way, man, because I do believe that I was talking today about just things about myself that I've seen. It's like, because I was talking about how my mom would be so hard on me. My mom was like very hard on me. And I never said that as much as I've said it probably in these past year. It's like, yeah, my mom, because I'm starting to see myself, and I'm very hard on my children. Like, and I found out my mom, I was like, my mom died when she was 13. Her grandmother, my mother's mother died when she was 24. So all her grandmother and her mother died very early.
The role models.
So my mom was expecting herself to not be here. And that's how she raised me. She raised me like, you gotta be prepared. Because I'm not going to be
Because I might not be around. Wow.
So I paid rent when I was 13. I was making $25 at the church. She was taking $15. I mean, my mom.
Dog, Mom, chill out. No. God, dog, what percentage is that?
But I'm able to.
You love a nigga with 10?
But I'm able to. I'm
writing all these damn songs all week, and I'm going home with $10. Mama, you tripping? No, I'm just $10. God, dog.
I'm serious.
But, I get that.
But and that wasn't the hardest of it. It was a lot of other things with drug abuse and alcohol and things like that.
Yeah.
With that intention, with that strictness and so forth and so on. But I'm saying, as you were telling your testimony and encouraging us to go back to your younger self, and I'm just saying how this has evolved recently, and listening, it's just like, oh wow. Like, even growing up and feeling like I gotta fight everybody that means harm, and like all of that, like that comes from a place of childhood, like that you no longer need to carry. Like even like I learned, like, cause some ways I felt like I do feel like I'm a very responsible person because of the hardships that I went through, but there's some negative a baggage that came with some of the way I was raised and some of being from the hood. Like, there's some awareness and some gifts that come from having a hard upbringing, but there's also the good, but there's some baggage and some negative parts that comes with that, right? And I think that negative stuff is the trauma from the triggers that I have. Like I feel like I was a really kind person until people get me to a point, and then I switch. It's something else. And people are like, oh, what's going on with you? And I'm like, and I had to understand what is going on with me. But when I was
Talk about that a little bit, because I think that a lot of people deal with that.
Yeah.
That ultimate trigger that can change them. And what I would tell them, the same thing I'm telling you, is no one should make you break character. Like the real you, the one that's sitting here, the nice, pleasant, kind, wisdom.
You're right.
That's the real you.
Yeah.
The other person is a representative that you created to protect yourself.
To defend yourself.
To defend yourself. 100%. And it's not the real you.
No.
You're not a nasty, mean, cantankerous person no matter how you act.
Yeah.
That's not the real you. You have to find the real you, because that's not it.
No.
That's from life beating you up and you having to protect yourself.
Yes, I agree. And I had to find that. Like I had to learn how detrimental that person is to the person I am today. I had to understand that I'm not in the hood no more. I don't need to be ready to fight anybody and everybody at the drop of a dime. Like God told me, I no longer need to, like, I'm still a man, and if ever physically I had to defend myself, I'm going to do that. But it's really not cause for. Like, ain't nobody coming swinging on me just out the blue.
You touching so much stuff that's gonna lead me down another road, bro. This show is never gonna be over. But listen to what he's talking about, though. You know what that is? That's survival.
Yeah.
Growing up in the hood, all that is survival. Now, let me tell you where that becomes a problem. Right now, you're successful. You're in these different rooms, right? These big rooms. Survival and thriving do not go together at all.
That's big.
They fight each other. Now, listen to what I'm saying. Survival gets down in your nervous system.
Yeah, it's a nervous system.
Your nervous system responds a certain way because of programming, right? Since you were a child, we have all programmed ourselves to be this person that we are. Now, let's just be real. It's a program. You were walking around and you say, "Oh, I like the way he said that. I'm gonna use that. I like the clothes that he wearing. I like this." So you built this person. It's a program. It's a program that you've been writing your whole life. And the good thing about programs is you can reprogram. You can always change something and reprogram and say, I don't like how I'm responding here. This is not going to be my response. Right? I had a lady, I had a girl, I was driving down Torrance and she wasn't doing the speed limit. So I just went around her. And she got mad. Like she got mad, pulled up, was like flicking me off. And she rolled down the window and she said, you could have waited. Why you couldn't wait? I was like, baby girl, I had somewhere to go. You know, I had to go. You know what I mean? Like, and she was
how did she respond after you said that?
She said, no, you should have something. And I broke her so far down to where she just apologized. We had a red light. She was like, you right. I'm going through something else and I'm taking that on you.
Wow.
And it's really not about you. I said, okay. That happens every day. How often do we mail stuff to the wrong address? You know, going through something and it ain't really about them. This healing thing is so important, bro. I feel like we got to do a whole nother
healing. I'm down.
Thing
I'm
on here.
Let's do it.
But this camera going off. If one of these niggas get the crying, it's going off. I'm telling you.
You almost had me crying earlier, nigga. You telling me the story. I'm sitting here like,
hey, that's what it's about, and that's the realness. That's the realness that the people need. No, they need to know.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's everything ain't great. Yeah, man.
Everything ain't what you see.
That's why I asked you earlier. Can I use this? I'm gonna put this out on my YouTube, bro.
Yeah.
And clip it up because I do think this is healing. I do think this is a lot in this that's helpful to me and to, I hope, anybody that's searching for healing and help and direction and something of substance that they can grab onto to continue to help them to continue to move on in life, man. So thank you for having me.
That's what it's about, man.
Yeah.
It didn't turn out the way I thought it was, but I think it came out better.
I think it came out better.
Yeah, I'm thinking two funny people. This is going to be, but funny. Man, we in here healing y'all. We getting y'all together.
And healing ourselves.
Thank you so much, because it's needed. Yeah. At the end of the day, you have to understand why you do the things you do, why you make the decisions you make, okay? All of us, from the front door to the back door, need some kind of therapy.
100%.
Every last one of us need therapy, right? We need to understand why we do the things we do, why we make you're not just out here making decisions. There's a reason. It's a reason. And most of it is your past. We got to get over our past so we can move forward. And what was I talking about? Surviving versus thriving, right? Mm-hmm. When you start thriving in life and you've been a survivor your whole life, your nervous system fights that. Self-sabotage comes in, right? You say, okay, well, I got this opportunity. How long this going to last? This probably going to be over with in no time. Like, we automatically start negative Nancy-ing ourselves. You understand?
I think that's why I don't feel, can I just testify right there? Mm-hmm. I think that's why sometimes I don't feel successful, because I always am just trying to brace for never, like, I'm like, I don't feel safe at this place because I don't have millions of dollars and I don't have everything. It's not, I can't see further, and I'm like, I'm at a, this seems nice, but I ain't never been here. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how long this will last, and I'm just trying to protect it to stay, right? And God's like, go further. You're like, if I go further, I'm gonna lose everything, right?
That's so fear.
You go yeah. But that's why I say I just go. Like for me right now, I don't even know if I should say this on camera, but I am right now. The thing I showed you, like all of these opportunities came, man, and millions of dollars is needed, and God's like,
well, he gonna make it happen. I'm gonna stop you right there.
No, let me say it.
I don't want you to give him too much.
No, I want to give him this.
Okay.
I ain't gonna go into it too deep. I know it's gonna happen, but what I'm saying is, when you're wanting and desiring something that you've never seen, right? It's like God takes you to new heights when you believe Him, right? Mm-hmm. You believe Him for something small. You believed Him for a car. It was a used car. It wasn't nothing but $9,000-$10,000, but you couldn't afford the note. But somehow you got it. Right? And so now you live in it. You want a better house. You live in an apartment, you want a house. But a house ain't $10,000. The house is, if you live in, middle, low class, the house is $100,000, $90,000, $150,000. Ooh, that's something big.
203.
3. But I saw God bless me with a house. I was a musician and a comedian with no titles. Bought a house in LA.
Come on.
And God
the price of living is almost triple what it is here.
And not having no consistent, I'm just playing at a church and doing comedy gigs here and there.
Yeah.
I'm not a popular comedian. I'm not on no television show. I don't have anything going for me. I'm just hustling. And so, but when God showed me that, because I believed it, I got it, every time was a step that unlocked another level of faith and belief. And so I'm saying that to say that it does get scarier as you get higher. It's kind of like flying. The air gets thinner as you get higher.
The higher you go,
right? And so because the air gets thinner, your nervous system, because you're so used to survival, starts feeling like you got to survive now.
Yeah.
And you're thriving, but survival is fighting like, oh, you
survival,
keep going. You're good right here.
It's telling you something bad is around the corner.
Exactly.
It's a fear. Let me tell you something with the Bible.
That's what I wanted to say about what you're saying, so how profound it is.
And this is what the Bible says about that. The Bible says be anxious for nothing. Mm-hmm. That word anxious means worry. It means worry. Yes. Worry for nothing. The Bible says don't even worry about where your food's going to come from. Don't even worry about tomorrow. God didn't give us a spirit of worry. That's the enemy. Enemy makes us worry to distract us. That's why the Bible says cast down imaginations. It comes in your mind first. But once it comes out of your mouth, you give it power. That's when life and death, that's a whole nother law. So sometimes that's why the Bible says cast down imaginations. You got to cast it down before it come out of your mouth. Because once it come out of your mouth, now you casting spells, right? And you manifesting negative stuff that shouldn't happen,
just
right?
Like you manifest the good stuff.
It's stuff you never hear in my house. You don't hear I'm broke. I didn't even want to say it just now. You'll never hear that come out of my mouth. You don't hear I'm sick and tired. You don't hear me say those things because I'm giving power to that. Whether you believe that or not, it's real. It's real. What you say is one of the most important things that'll happen in your life. You know, God, a lot of times he won't even do things until you say it. Right? He gave us dominion over this earth. He got laws that even he follows.
He has to abide by.
Yeah, that he has to follow. So you have to give him something. You give him something. You say, Lord, I want you to come into my house. Come into this. Now you're giving him permission to do all kind of stuff.
Can I say trying to speak to people that's not as, I don't want to say as spiritual because I don't want nobody to get offended, but as not, maybe don't understand. Sometimes what people... Heathens!
You niggas is heathens! That's what he really saying. All my niggas is heathens. No.
That's not what I'm saying at all. That helps you guides you through this life that you're living. And that you specifically, whatever your name is, Barry, David, whoever you are, God intentionally allowed you to come to life and to become in this world for a specific purpose and a specific reason. And there's an entity that's also existing, that's spiritual, that you cannot see as well as you can't see God, that's working against the plan that he created for you. It's not political. It's not religious. It's not about Christianity, Buddhism, Judaism, whatever you were believing. It's about there's a God. It's one God. And you can call him the universe. You can call him God. You can call him the tree of life. I don't care what you call him, but he's real. And he's created you for a purpose. And this information is here.
And his name is Jesus. No, let me stop. I don't care what your God name is. Mine is Jesus. Jeheshua. Okay?
But it's truly here to help you.
No, this is so good, man.
And that's what this is about, man. So anyway, I digress.
No, man, listen. You telling them good, bro. You telling them good. Send your offerings to DDP Music World because I know we helping you out there, whether you're saying it or not.
You got to give them something.
Put it in the comments, okay, if you were helped by any of this, which I know you are, man.
Yeah, please give in the comments. Please comment what you think, your thoughts, if it was helpful. What do you think about what was said? Any of the things that maybe stood out to you, man? We would love to hear that, man.
We want to hear the testimonies because we want to hear that someone was actually touched and it made a difference. Because that means everything. That's the whole purpose of this.
It would be an honor.
Podcast, man. I don't even know where to go after this, bro. We didn't touch so much stuff. And
this is your podcast.
Yeah.
I just want you to know on camera, this is your ministry.
Yeah.
This is how you preach.
Oh, I've been doing it. Yeah.
Okay.
And I've been doing it forever, just not in the podcast room. I do it in the barber chair. I do it in the studio.
Right. But this is for the world to see.
Yeah.
So everybody you bring on here, you got to bring that with that intention and that openness to God leading you because you're meant to speak to the world. The people that you listen to, the Les Browns, the Miles Monroes, the people, God is calling you to that place. And this is your pulpit right here. I'm telling you what it is. So this is where you do it at. Now you do it everywhere else, but this is going to give you the furthest reach. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
So you got to do more of these.
Yeah. Oh,
And you got to do them by yourself too.
Yeah.
Don't just wait to have an interview.
Yeah.
Have a subject, what you want to talk, and things like healing's on your heart. Okay, so the next one you need to come record yourself and just talk about healing.
So glad you said that, because I think you need to be a host that comes on every once in a while.
I would love to. I'm here.
and just kind of be a part of it. I think that would be great.
I
really wanted to fill it out and just kind of see how the chemistry was, man. But I love where your brain is with all of this stuff, man. And I think we're really gonna help some people, man. Yeah, so we're gonna get out of here. I know you got places to go and things to do, man. Listen, like, love, and share. Okay, share this with everyone. If you have anything that you were blessed by or something that you would like to hear more of, please put it in the comment section and we'll tackle those things. Listen, this is not no big eyes, little U's or whatever. We're not trying to be perfect, but I feel like the realness of the show is going to shine through, and that's really what I care about.
And that's all.
Barry, appreciate having you, man. And we didn't even talk about half the stuff this man has done. Honestly, that was the whole point, man. He's been on the Bruh show with Tyler Perry. He has comedy specials on Amazon. And
follow me on Barry Brewer Jr. If you're on all platforms. Follow me. We're about to release OBE Studios and Barry Brewer's going to release a membership on YouTube where we will put out premium black cinema, think of it as a Netflix on inside of YouTube, but for black cinema. We're about to really release that, so I would appreciate all the support, man. Coming over, just enjoying the content. It will be content like this, but a lot other different content like series and shows, comedy specials, and things that we enjoy in entertainment. So I would greatly appreciate the support, man. But thank you for that. So I just want to tell people that, and hey, it's more to come, man. We got
great show, man. This is a great show. I didn't know where it was going to be, but I love it. I think we really helped some people today.
Welcome to Behind the Booth.
Behind the Booth. All right. Bam. Chicago's on.